So the first semi-finals underway. Johnson and Jansen it was. Jansen winning it as the Dutch side take it down to Jabari, the top of the key. Chance for Kamerling. Kamerling starting in the 5 in this match. The Dutch team have made a couple of changes from the starting 5 from yesterday, where they went in with Van Brugel and Van der Werf, but Kamerling and also Jabari coming in to start this one. Henderson was a pretty good player last night for Canada. Offloads to Borisov. Little pass, Anderson. And he was in exceptional form last night. 17 points and he gets his first bucket of the night.
Yes, Patrick Anderson, one of the real emerging stars of wheelchair basketball in the late 90s, and he's a master of that fadeaway shot, which is so difficult to stop.
Not making another. That was Darui. And watch for Joey Johnson. This man can play a bit. One of the bigger players in the Canadian side. Just holds it up to Anderson. It's the two-pronged attack, Anderson and Johnson. And Anderson gets another 2, so he has all 4 for the Canadians.
Joey Johnson, in fact, an ex-roommate of Troy Sachs when Troy was doing his time in America.
Too many options out there. Jabari onto it. The winner into the gold medal match. Up goes the shot. Down goes the bucket from Kamerling. So the Netherlands on the board.
A nice play here. Van der Linden wheels and deals. Always looking, though, past to Kamerling for the 2.
Johnson again works his way in, under the basket and in.
They can either go to Johnson or, of course, the young star, Patrick Anderson.
And we've also got number 10 over there in the background. That's Kenny Hall, who topped the scoring last night. Sits up very high in the chair. So Anderson has it at the moment. It's Hall going down in the foreground, positioning himself in the paint. Out he goes now. 3-pointer put up. Not falling. Rebound going out to Darui. Quick transition. Good transition. Doesn't come off though. Anderson again. Had a lot of court time last night. More so than Johnson. And Anderson is certainly an emerging star, but Johnson is one of the real stars of the tournament.
Yes, and here Anderson just going too hard. The defence, the referee judged to be keeping his line. I think Anderson might have another idea on that call somehow.
3-pointer put up and in. Good shot. Get Van der Linden in the semi.
And the Netherlands considered the dark horse here, but talking around the traps of other teams, there's a lot of smart money thinking they could take this game from Canada.
Big man missing this time. Henderson taking the rebound. Kept in play. No, it was just over the line. And it's going to be a Dutch ball. Van der Linden to take it. And some of that smart money, I understand, belongs to Chris Sparks. You fancy the Dutch team?
I think that there could be an upset here tonight, particularly if Anderson racks up some early fouls. And Van der Linden's the sort of guy who can draw fouls. He's so manoeuvrable in his chair. He's very difficult to stop.
Anderson with it again. Good interception. Jabari getting his time in the starting 5, doing a very good job to Van der Linden. 6-5 the scoreline. That's after 4 minutes of this semi-final.
Yes, class work there by Jabari. Just snuck up on the big man.
Under the reach of Jansen's. Still with possession though. Van der Linden got it back. Jabari under the basket. And the Dutch are in front. Well, Canada know they have a real fight on their hands.
There's Jabari just coming around wide there. Plenty of space, and he'll hit that bank shot all day long if he's given the room.
Just a point in it. Early stages of this semi-final. Anderson. Borisov. And now it goes to Big Joey. Not even close.
Lucky to get away without having a foul called on him there.
Ken Hall. Henderson stops, looks. Anderson. But the rebound goes Collins' way, taken by Jansen's. Very good under the basket last night in the quarterfinal. 12 rebounds. Scored 25 points as well. Van der Linden, full 360 and a bit more. Top of the key, thought about it, decides not. Up it goes long, but falls short.
Jansen's is going to find it tough to get into this game because he's got opposition there from two very big men. So you'll probably find he'll adopt more of passing and picking role, trying to create space for the other scorers.
Too easy, nice pass. Not making the basket. Rebound though to Johnson and now Anderson, and they miss it again. Percentage low early in the game from Canada. Van der Linden has it. And go all the way, goes back to the top of the key. Darui, but still passing it around. Jabari. Van der Linden looking for three. He's already shot one, not the second though. And there's the two from Jansen. 3-point break. And I'm sure it's fair to say the Canadians would have gone in as the favourites, unbeaten in this tournament today.
Troy Sachs in his spate in the States, and you can see so much of the Frogley influence in a guy like Patrick Anderson.
9 plays 6. So after 6.5 minutes, this will help the Canadians though, as Joey Johnson gets another bucket.
Big target inside is Johnson, just coming off the little pick at the top there.
First semi-final, the winner to meet the winner of the game between the Rollers, that's the Australian team, and the United States coming up later on. And Jabari, in fact Van Linden it was, who ended up with the points. He is a danger man. Watch for this man, Gert Van Linden.
But again, you see Jansen gets tied up with the big men, so he starts to use his passing game inside to Van der Linden.
Ken Hall takes the ball for the Canadians in the red. Borisov. Jamie Borisov, the top of the key. Hall can go back to him now. Working the clock down, which is now down to about 10 seconds. So Hall puts in a long ranger straight in. Nice shooting from Ken Hall. He was in very good form, very accurate last night in the quarterfinal. 20 points for Hall. And now Canada draw back to within 1. Van der Linden with it again. They really must try to counter him. Inside he goes, but gets another 2. Oh, starting on fire.
The moment Van der Linden sees free space, that time coming around the big circle play there, always easy money for him.
Johnson. Borisov will look for the big man under the basket. There he is, Anderson. And he just keeps on scoring. 6 now so far out of Canada's 12 for the 19-year-old Patrick Anderson.
Not much you can do about that.
Jabari, out he goes. And the scoring's being done quite easily by the Netherlands. They're out now to a 3-point lead once again. Darui getting his 2 points.
And it's all coming from the way Van der Linden moves his chair. He just creates space, draws a second and third player, and clears out his teammates.
The Blondes passing it around. Outside, long shot. In fact, it wasn't the shot. It was intended there for Henderson, who fumbled. Jabari on the break. There's the layup, and he misses it. Sometimes a little difficult to control with the speed of the chairs down the court. Players having to time the shot to perfection. Michael Frogley Ken Hall takes a rebound. Big Joey's been shooting it from everywhere in this tournament to date. Henderson again on the end of it. Henderson the bucket, the assist from Hall.
It's Roy Henderson, very deceptive with his height there. He sits quite low, typical of a two-point player. But look at the reach of those arms.
We're beyond the halfway mark of this opening period. The first semi-final at Gold Cup 98. The Canadians have won the bronze medal at the last two Gold Cups. They reckon they're due 1990 and 94. And they start the semi-finals as probably joint favourites with the United States. Up goes Johnson. He draws the foul.
That's exactly what Frogley's been screaming on. You see Johnson's hands are up. He's being pushed backwards from the hoop by the defence, and that is a foul. A common way to try and prevent the big guys from getting those easy baskets, but this time the referee spotted it. Johnson for the three.
Keeps the scoring down to just two. Down goes Jabari. Van der Linden back to Jabari, and they shoot pretty well normally, an exception to the rule. Johnson the long ball. Anderson the easy layup and in, and Canada now extend their lead out to three.
Watch the cutters, guys. Watch the cutters. Be patient.
So cool. Easy baskets.
I got you.
Jabari under pressure there. Netherlands now down by three after they led by that margin not so long ago. It's the way the scoring can change. Up goes the shot from Van der Werf. He started yesterday, but just coming off the bench now. Halfway through this first half. Underneath it, Anderson. Not quite. And Van der Linden brings it back down the court. Back to within a point now.
Yes, finally Janssen finds a little bit of room. That time in free space, everybody watching Van der Linden. What's he going to do? Is he going to drive? No. Spots Janssen's out wide.
Yes.
Cornelius van der Werf, the bigger players on this Dutch team. As we watch Patrick Anderson, 19 years of age, going to the line.
No, watch it closer. Sped up.
8 points already and 4 rebounds. Not a bad start to the match, is it? After he went 17 and 8 last night. And missing them.
Very uncommon for the young superstar. Missing 2 out of 2, but nothing seems to faze this Anderson. He'll get straight back into the game.
The 14 out there, Van Brugel now. Van der Werf almost get that rebound. He claims the ball, and the Netherlands will end up with it.
Team an advantage inside.
Jansen's with the ball. Van der Linden, well, his shooting percentages with the threes continues to drop. He got the first, got his confidence up, and he's missed them since. A point in it. 7.5 minutes away from half-time. Henderson, the veteran of this Canadian team. It's one of the youthful ones there, Johnson, Borisov. Henderson's the grandpa of the team, 43 years of age. It's the thing about wheelchair basketball, though. You do get some of the older men playing the game. I guess in many ways they can maintain their manoeuvrability at a later age.
Indeed. Once again, you see Janssen setting wide. Forced to shoot on that occasion. Not a bad attempt, but really he was trying to interest the big men and see if he could get a cut into the key. So